Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another comic review for DC Comics, and this time I'm covering Nightwing issue 80 by Tom Taylor. And my goodness, I would have to state that there is a little bit more improvement in the story, which is really nice. But time to get to the beginning of rating the cover, then moving on to the art, and finally the story. So starting off with the cover. Does the cover actually work within what's happening in the story? Personally, I didn't feel like it did. But in some essence, it sort of works with his encounter with the new villain in the story, who is called Heartless, to which I gave the cover a rating of 6.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the internal art, which I'll cover at the beginning, middle and end. Starting off with the art around the beginning, absolutely incredible. I enjoy a lot of the detail that's been put into this. I'll now move into the middle. This is some of the art around the middle. And finally to move on to the end. And this is the art for the end. Now, just a reminder, I gave the cover 6.5. For the art internally, I gave it 7.5. Now it's time to move on to the story for its rating. As we move into the story, as you know, I personally enjoy seeing things that help point out important things in relation to the story, such as time, comic references, location, and of course the cast. So how did we go with time? Well, in time we reached an area to which it said 1 hour later, which happened in relation to Tim Drake and Dick Grayson working together, or Nightwing working together. Moving into references, there was a very unclear reference that was put in by the editor, and it could have been 10 times more clearer, because all it said was Robin. It did not point out if it was, say, the Robin run which centers around Dick Grayson, the Robin run which centers around Tim Drake, or the present Robin run in relation to Damian Wayne. That is my only criticism. And on top of that, it did not even point out any particular issue, let alone any trade in regards to the reference. It was terribly done, but did it affect the rest of the story? Time to move into locations. Well, with the locations, we got, of course, Dick Grayson's home, which is, of course, good, and that's in Bloodhaven, and that was pointed out was in Bloodhaven. It still wouldn't have hurt to, say, maybe cover the locations which Dick Grayson or Nightwing went to towards the end of the story. Once again, the same issue, the same problem. Even if you called it the tent city of Bloodhaven, right? The place needs a name. Even if, whether it's the slums of Bloodhaven, the ghetto of Bloodhaven, or the tent city of Bloodhaven, it just needs that one little thing to make the story a little bit more believable in some sorts. But last but not least, let's move into the cast. If anything, I think the story improved in sharing more of the cast of characters, to which it actually worked towards the rating of the story. So, of course, the cast of characters starting off with Nightwing. We got to catch up with Oracle. We had the Bloodhaven Police Department come over and visit Dick Grayson. And they brought up something very interesting in relation to Nightwing's past, because if you look through one of the Nightwing comics, there was actually one time when actually Dick Grayson himself was actually a police officer in the Bloodhaven Police Department. We, of course, caught up with Tim Drake, which I really enjoyed, but I think one thing that would have been nice in the interaction with Tim Drake and Dick Grayson is if they brought up, has there been any news on finding out where Damian Wayne Robin is? Like, even if that came up in a conversation, it wouldn't have hurt. Just to show that, yes, they're worried about him and they want to know what's happening to him. Then, of course, we had the characters of Brutali and the Electrocutioner, which is also a Batman villain. And the name of Blockbuster came up. And towards the end of the story, we did actually get the appearance of Heartless once again. To which I gave this story a rating of 7 out of 10. Well, until then, please don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Until then, let's keep it colourful. And if you've now made it to the end of this video, have yourself an awesome day.